We thought selling everything to travel the world would feel like freedom, but right now it feels like more of a loss. Selling our family home, saying goodbye to family, friends, community, and careers, and getting rid of everything we own feels like a really steep price to pay to make our dream become a reality. I'm going to talk a little bit about the emotions we've gone through as we sell everything in order to start world travel. We are Robert and Jill, a Gen X couple who retired early to travel the world full time. After 30 years of life together, raising kids, building careers, and chasing the American dream, we reinvented our retirement by selling everything we owned to trade it for the adventure of a lifetime. Join us as we bring you stories about the people we meet, the places we go, and what it took to get there. So where are we right now? At the beginning of this year, we made the decision to go ahead and launch into full-time world travel by the end of this year. So the day after tomorrow, we close on our family home, and that has been a roller coaster of emotions. I left my career 6 months ago, and Robert stops working and retires in 3 weeks. It's coming really fast and furious. We have also sold, given away, or thrown away everything we own, and everything we own now fits in the back of our car. And for both of us, it's been 40 years since we've had everything fit in the car. So it's very surreal. For the 30 years we've been together, Robert and I have always traveled. We took annual trips with the kids every summer. He and I have traveled on cruises and throughout the United States and a few international trips. As a matter of fact, we were traveling the weekend he proposed to me. So going out and seeing the world and seeing places in person that we'd only seen on YouTube or pictures of has been a very large part of what we have wanted to do. So when we made the decision to go ahead and sell everything to travel, it just felt right. It felt like a great way to reinvent our retirement. It was very exciting. It was freeing. And while those things are still true, right now we're living in the middle of loss. One of the largest losses we are going through right now is our family home. As I mentioned earlier, the day after tomorrow we close and another family gets to move into the place we've called home for 16 years. And that house has held years of memories, wonderful memories, some challenging memories too. And as we've decluttered, taken pictures off the walls, thrown away, given away, sold the things that have meant most to us that we have spent years, decades accumulating, it's been very difficult to say goodbye to that house. It feels like we're saying goodbye to versions of our family, to our kids. My dad and my sister lived with us for a while. It just feels like we're walking away from the ties that bound us together as a family. However, the place that we've come to really is that home is a feeling and not so much a place. So I've often said to him, as long as I'm with him, that's where my home is. And that is true, but still, there's something pretty unsettling about walking away from the place that has held so many memories and moments in our lives. It's right now feels pretty sad. Another big area that feels like a loss right now, of course, is our friends and community. You don't really know how deep your roots are until you start pulling them up. I've lived here in the desert for close to 35 years. Robert is a hometown kid, so our roots run deep. And starting to say goodbye to the familiar faces and places and the people who've been woven into our lives has been very difficult. We've grown up with so many of our friends here. Our kids have grown up together. Our church community, the school community with the kids is just such an integral part of our life. And as those things change, of course, our children, our two sons are both in their mid-20s, so they're young adults and living lives of their own. It's still hard to be thinking about the past and even the present and the people and places that are common to us is a bit of a challenge. And the thought about changing that and walking away from that, while very exciting and thrilling, is still a lot of sadness in letting go of that. There's ways to communicate, of course, and we're looking forward to that. But as life does, those things will change. And as we're saying goodbye, there's been a lot of tears. Leaving our careers early has also been another sense of a loss. Now, don't get me wrong. I retired last April, and certainly not going to work anymore is pretty awesome. But the structure that careers and work and job provides, the identity it gives you, is another loss. I had a 25-year career in corporate marketing and advertising, and then in my mid-50s, I made a big change and helped open up and run a small strength training fitness studio, and that was really a passion project. Robert has worked for TSA with the federal government for, gosh, I think close to just over 20 years. So again, while the jobs have certainly provided us with many opportunities, leaving those workplaces and the routines and the friends you made there is a little unsettling, and having an unstructured day has created its own challenges, particularly for me. But certainly stepping away from what we've known for, oh my gosh, 40 years has been a challenge. He started working as a teenager, as did I. So that change is a big one. And while that freedom that it avails, we're really excited about, certainly walking away from the structure, the identity, and that sense of purpose is another shift that we have had to make. One of the most common questions we get asked is, you're going to have your stuff in storage, or you're going to have an RV? And no, we're not. As I mentioned earlier, everything we own fits in the back of our car. And certainly as our family has grown and we've gone through life, we have owned a lot of items. And when you look through your home or your apartment and you look at every single item you have, from how many forks you have, to pictures, to spoons, to decorations, to pictures, we've given it all away. And that has been a process in and of itself. And it started with us kind of giving away the easy things, so to speak, and going through the closet. But the last 4 to 6 weeks have been particularly challenging because we're down to the final things that mean the most. From a sentimental nail print that Robert had, to the last of my shoe collection. It's just been really difficult to get rid of those things. Every item has a special memory or a moment tied to it. And we've had to get to the point where the memory will always have. We don't need the item in order to have the memory. And we've taken pictures of things. We have digitally scanned every picture we have. That took months. We actually started that in 2020. That's a whole nother story. But we did do that. And even my race medals, I've been a runner for a long time. I got rid of all my race medals. Just things like that were really difficult. But we got to the point where stuff doesn't matter. It just clutters, for us, it just cluttered up the house. And certainly getting rid of all the things we have has given us a sense of freedom for sure, and mobility. But man, there are some moments that I really wish we still had Christmas ornaments. Now that Halloween's over, it'd be time to put up a Christmas tree. Well, we don't have that anymore. And so it's just each memory of the things that we have, many of them, not all, bring a sense of sadness and longing to it. And I imagine that that feeling will abate as time goes on, but right now it also feels like a really big loss. So all of that to say that the space that loss creates is where possibility lives. And we have definitely chosen curiosity over comfort. And maybe that's the point. As we go through life, we lose things, we lose people, but those losses are what enable us to grow and create more space and bandwidth to welcome in new people, opportunities, and experiences in our lives. And that we're really excited about. As a matter of fact, in, oh my gosh, 62 days and a wake up, we launch our first leg of world travel, 25 countries in 5 months. We're super excited about it. We're really excited to start bringing you stories from the road and introduce you to the people we meet, the places we go, and what it takes to get there. So be sure to like and subscribe and follow along, and we'll see you there. Thanks for watching.